Hey there, I'm Christy Wilhelmi from Gardenerd, and I'm taking you on a tour of the Northwest Flower and Garden Show for 2023. First, garden delights. These are things to go shopping for. First stop was this great little succulent vendor. They were selling alphabetical and shaped wooden blocks that you could plant. You can fill with soil and fill with any of a number of beautiful succulents, and those would become vertical gardens. So for those people who don't have enough room to plant succulents on the ground, these vertical options were beautiful and fun. You can check them out at Succulent Vertical Gardens. Next up was the Frass guys at Beta Hatch. Frass is basically beetle poo, and it is a fertilizer, but it's also a way of helping plants develop stronger protections against bugs. So insect frass has chitin, and it triggers the production of chitinase inside the plant. I talk about this a lot with worm castings in my other videos. So go check out Beta Hatch if you've been having insect problems, particularly sucking insects. The next thing we stopped by was the Creative Clover Studio. I have a big passion for carpentry and woodworking, and these are laser cut cutting boards. And honestly, if I needed another cutting board, I would have brought several of these home. They're gorgeous and they're decorative on one side, so if you're going to leave them out on your counter, you can flip them over to use them on the side that's not cut up. So there's a blood ring, as my uncle calls it, who is a carpenter, or the crumb ring, as the gal in the shop called it. Check them out. Now, I think this place got my heart. Just completely loved this place. Miss Dumont's. She is an artist. She takes photographs of her succulents and plants that she's growing outside, imports them into her computer, and then turns them into textiles. And you can find these gorgeous patterns that she's created on everything from dish towels to aprons to napkins, and just, pieces of fabric that you can do anything you want with, as well as oven mitts and pot holders and pillows. Check out this lady. She is fabulous. And the last thing I wanted to show you in this grouping was the hazelnut guys. They were selling hazelnut flavored products, but they were also selling their mulch. The hazelnut shells make a really good mulch, and they help deter slugs. I thought that was really creative and wanted to share that with you. Now let's move on to the show gardens, because those were something to behold. This garden, I'm going to show you 3 different views of it because it is based on Vivaldi's 4 Seasons. So there are 4 sides to this display. This is the spring side with lots of bulbs popping up everywhere, lots of color, bright, flowers everywhere and colored furniture, tulips and muscari. And then we move to the summer side, which shows more foliage, less flowers, but still some warm tone flowers and bulbs popping up, and obviously a view that, outside. You're outside and you get to play. And on the fall side, as you walk around to the right, you start to see leaves falling on the ground, muted colors, more auburn, the autumn colors, and a fountain that was there. I found that one really nice. Now this one I loved because it's basically like having a giant tent in your backyard, which who wouldn't want a High Sierra camp tent with a chandelier and a bed and chairs and setting up, stuff like that in their bed. I thought that was great. And they went all out on creating foliage that looked like you were in a forest with a waterfall and big boulders everywhere. It was really beautiful. This was a similar site that was different garden, and they focused on mostly the structures that were there. They called it Paradise Lodge, which again, that very outdoor feeling put on by these guys here. I didn't take note of who created all of the gardens. Now this one, you have to notice, has a waterfall and a pond, but the reason why this garden won first place is because they did something very unusual. And you can see that's their gold medal, so they won the show prize, and it's called the Falling Water Greenhouse. And the Falling Water Greenhouse is such because you can see off to the left, there is a waterfall. And then when you go into the greenhouse, where you could be growing food off to the left, that waterfall continues into the greenhouse with water flowing all the way through, and then it goes under the greenhouse, comes up on the other side, and continues out. So you could do hydroponics here if you wanted to. And that waterfall goes out into the rest of the display. Then there were some really great, more accessible, kind of smaller scale designs that were available for people to vote on. The visitors could vote on their favorite one, and I felt like these designs gave people lots of ideas to do in their own homes, on their own balcony, on their own patio, in small spaces where you don't have to hire a design crew in order to implement something interesting. And you could see it all from the beautiful views on the bridge of the convention center overlooking downtown Seattle. You can see Pike Street Market down at the end. Our last stop was at the University Bookstore, where the books of all of the speakers, and lots of them my friends, were on display. So Dan Lamb was there from Arbor Day Foundation, Stephanie Rose with her regenerative gardening book and her new botanical crafts book, and lots of really interesting garden books, including all of yours truly's Gardening for Geeks, Grow Your Own Mini Fruit Garden, and Garden Variety. I had such a great time speaking at this festival and really hope to be back. It was a great time and spring vibes only. If you like this video, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to find out when our next video comes online. Consider becoming a Patreon subscriber to support all the free stuff we do here at Gardenerd. And hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Happy gardening.